Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. So ever since I built the 3-link on the back of my Hilux, I really wanted to get into tube work. I've never really done tube work before. That's really the first time I've ever done any sort of like tube bending, tube welding. I've always done plate as far as like bumpers, all that. It's always been plate. And I had a lot of fun, honestly, building that tube stuff. I have a little tube notcher from Harbor Freight, and I had the tube bender from Harbor Freight, but that bender really doesn't do a very good job. Now, I only had to do one bend on that rear 3-link, so that wasn't a big deal. But moving forward with my builds, I really need a good bender. So that is what we're gonna be doing today. A lot of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Rogue Fabrication. They have tube benders, tube notchers, a bunch of stuff like that. What I didn't know about this company though, instead of just buying a tube bender from them, they actually have a do-it-yourself, like a weld-it-yourself kit that you can save a ton of money on. And I know a lot of you guys are kind of like me, you like building your own stuff. It's a nice little project, save yourself some money and have a little bit of fun at the same time. So we got 1, 2, 3 boxes over here. I did buy a few dies and then the actual bender itself, and I think they sent over a ram as well. So this is I'm very excited for this. I need a tube bender, especially for what we're gonna do on the FJ. I'm gonna use a tube bender a lot. So we got this thing, we need to put it together. So let's bust out all these boxes. Let's open everything up, see what we got, and I'm gonna show you guys how to build one of these benders. Well, would you look at that, guys? We got hooked up fat from Rogue Fab. So we got the bender itself here, all this steel, all these pins, springs, all this is for the bender. We have a set, I'm not sure why they sent me 2 of these, but 1.5 inch, 1 3/4 die sets. And then I sent over this HD setup. We got a angle finder, I think that's a mount for the angle finder. You can mount that on your tube. A air over hydraulic ram. I'm very excited about that. Harbor Freight apparently is having a hard time keeping these rams in stock. And then they sent over a bunch of other stuff, a t-shirt, sweatshirt, a hat, and the most important part is right here. We got a banner. So first things, before we do anything, we got to hang this bad boy up. All right guys, we are together. Next thing we gotta do is paint this thing. So that's what we're gonna do now. I wish I could powder coat it. It's not gonna fit in my oven, so we're gonna have to paint it. I will say changing these dies would be an absolute pain in the ass if you didn't have these billet spacers. They did send these with everything, so what you would alternatively do is try to use these washers. You would have to try to hold the washers and the die with one hand, get it up in here, and put the pin through. That doesn't sound like much fun at all. I would highly recommend and suggest getting these billet spacers if you guys are gonna buy this bender. But either way, let's get this thing back apart. We gotta take these bend wheels off, get this thing stripped down. I'm just gonna go through, sand it real quick with the DA. Yes, I Raptor lined the bender, and yes, it turned out freaking amazing. I was kind of worried about stickers not sticking, but these are actually really high quality stickers, and even without heat, they stuck really well. I ended up hitting with a heat gun just to make sure they stay put, just because you kind of need like this degree sticker and a few other ones just for the dies. So we kind of need those stickers on. That was one thing. Another thing is these holes. So for all the pins, now I had to drill one hole out. This Raptor liner really isn't that thick, especially when you reduce it. I reduced this stuff 20% and sprayed it with a 2.0 tip out of HVLP. The texture is on point. It is perfect, exactly what I wanted. I didn't want it super rough. It's a really fine texture, but it looks so good on here. I am stoked. Now, to be honest, I'm a little unprepared as far as material goes. I don't have any tube left over from when I did any of my tube work. So what we got to do next video, I'm gonna go grab some tube and we got to build some stuff for the Hilux. Now, I really wanted to try the bender out in this video, but like I said, I scrummaged through all my stuff. I don't have any 1.5" or any 1.75". Now, as far as putting this bender together, this thing was so easy. It goes together so fast, so easy. All the plates are tabs, so they all just kind of like click together like a Lego set, and then you just weld it together. They made it so easy for you guys. If you have any experience in welding, you could absolutely put this thing together. It is simple. They have very detailed instructions. It went smooth, went easy, and like I said, about anybody could tackle this thing. Well, with that being said, if any of you guys are interested in this tube bender, head down to the description box. I have a link to this do-it-yourself kit, and I'll link all the other die sets and everything else that they sent me over. I'll have all this stuff linked along with those super sweet billet die spacers. Those are a must-have. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one up here, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Why don't you go smash that thumbs up button, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.